today I just wanted to share with you some things that are going to be changing as far as our Sunday morning gatherings. You know, one of the things that I'm so excited about is that as a church we have so many prophetic people, and there's such a dimension of release through the prophetic. But God has been challenging me that I need to be a better coach and a better steward of what we have happening. I've really basically used the guidelines of a small group for Sunday mornings, and I need to stop doing that. Let me give you some examples of some of the different dynamics. I had a gal ask me a couple of weeks ago after service. She said, would you have minded? I really felt like I was supposed to have interrupted you during your message and shared something that God was giving me. And, you know, I just said, you know, well, could you have shared it quickly and succinctly? And she said, yes. I said, well, it probably would have been okay. But about an hour later, as I was praying and thinking about that situation, I felt like the Lord said, I wish you would have asked me first before you answered that question like that. He said, if you give somebody permission to model that it's okay to interrupt the pastor when he's preaching, you will end up undermining a certain dimension of the culture of honor that you're trying to develop in the church. And I don't know that I fully understand all of that, but I do know that God really challenged my heart. I had to call that lady back and let her know that I have a different answer. No, it's not okay to do that. Whereas I have a small group that meets at my house on Monday nights, and it's a new believers class, and one of the first things I said to them was, hey, if you have a question, interrupt me anytime, because it's more important to hear your question and to answer it than it is to get through the material that we're covering. And so small group dynamics are different than a larger gathering like Sunday morning. Small group dynamics are different as far as the flow of the gifts of the Holy Spirit than a larger group like Sunday morning. And I feel like we're coming into a time when we need to have a little bit more control over what's happening on Sunday morning. And actually, the right word is not control. The right word is structure. The wine is the Holy Spirit. The wine is His presence. The wine is the flow of the Spirit. But the wineskin for a small group is different than the wineskin for a larger gathering. And the wineskin of a larger gathering requires some different things. As far as the prophetic's concerned, it's very important that if you have something prophetic to share, that you just share it quickly and succinctly. Because if you don't, it will affect praise and worship, and the momentum that is beginning to be developed in praise and worship will be hindered by that. Whereas if it's shared quickly and succinctly, it will actually add to the momentum of praise and worship. But if you have the gift of a teacher, you're going to have a hard time with this, because you'll want to share a little bit of foundation and stuff so that people can really understand when you share what you feel like God has given you to share. But I'm telling you, please don't do that. Just share the word and have confidence that the Holy Spirit will take it and do what He wants with it. The other thing is that we're not going to have an open mic anymore, in the sense of somebody just walking up and saying whatever they want whenever they want. There's going to be a gatekeeper at the mic, or actually someone will have the mic, and usually it will be me. However, if I'm on the worship team, it will probably be Mickey, or it might be one of the elders. But you will need to go to them and share with them what you feel like God has given you for the service or for that time, and they will share with you whether now is the time to share that, or later, or maybe not at all for this particular service. And so we have to be willing to be teachable and open and flow with that. And I know that this is kind of a new thing, but and you know, we're probably going to make mistakes, and we're going to learn how to do it better and better. But it's a process, and so just be patient with me, and I'll be patient with you. And this is what I would ask as another dimension of a filter before you even come to the gatekeeper, and that's this. Ask yourself this question: is this for me, or is this for the congregation? Now, I say that because God speaks to me a lot in worship. In fact, it's in an environment where I'm continually getting downloads from the Lord. It's just a time to hear His voice. And I have to be able to discern whether this is for the congregation or for me. Now, it may be for both, but sometimes it's just for me. And so I need to be able to discern that. And the second question is God showing me something here because I need to share it, or is it something that I need to pray about? And the third question you need to ask yourself is, if I feel this is something that is to be shared with the congregation and I'm not allowed to share it, will I be okay? Because this is a character issue. And so I just want to encourage you, I am in no means, have no desire to quench or restrict the flow of the Spirit in any sense. Actually, only enhance it. But we want to set up certain perimeters so that the prophetic can flow in a very healthy way on a Sunday morning in praise and worship. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me or call me. Thanks. Bye-bye.